What's up YouTube? PokePrimer here, primed and ready to deliver you a bit of an announcement. Because we're totally not spreading ourselves too thin. I have recently become a part of another GBA-like league through Facebook, through the Facebook group called PokePalace. I am going to dub it myself. They're just calling it the PokePalace GBA, but I'm going to call it the PPBA, PokePalace Battle Association, just for my own personal sanity, and so the people in the GBA don't call us out for, you know, name infringement stuff, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. But, we did join this, and, went through the draft. And I'd say, honestly, I feel really good about our draft. The thing I like the most about my draft is every single typing in the game is represented on this team. That is exactly what I think is perfect in this kind of format. If you can somehow pull that off in this format, you're fucking golden, bro. Straight up fucking golden. Because you literally have all the coverage you will ever need. Period. So, I'm not gonna, BS about it. I'm just gonna get right into it. The very first pick we had in the OU tier. I personally am a fan of picking the Mega first. And we actually got really lucky in a sense that we got to, when it came to the first round, because we picked third in the draft, which is fantastic for us. The RNG came through for us, and I scooped up a Mega that a lot of people wanted. A lot of people wanted this Mon, and I decided, hey, I wanted to scoop it up. I've never gotten a chance to really use this Mon competitively. I haven't really fucked with it too much. I know what it does for the most part. I know a lot of what it can do. And now this is finally my opportunity to, finally get a chance to use it, you know what I mean? So, the Mon I got is Megazor. Megazor is a complete monster. It's got base 150 attack, base 140 defense. It's living hits, man. It is living hits and dishing out fucking damage. This thing hits like a truck with Technician as well, making those lower damage moves do so much more damage, hit like a fucking truck. This thing's going to be a monster throughout the league. Plus getting defog as well. It could potentially run it as a defogger. It has the ability to set up. It is beyond all expectations one of the better Mons I could possibly have scooped in this format, because it fills so many different roles. So that's going to be phenomenal to have, and it's really, really easy to build around because it only has one weakness, being fire. So, when it came to that, when it came to the second OU round, and it came back around to my pick, and looking at what I had left, I needed something that resisted fire. Very easy enough. Why not a water type? Great. The best water type, I personally think, in my opinion, in OU, one of the best, was still available, and that was Rotom Wash. I don't know how we went through 13 picks in a row without Rotom Wash being drafted. I do not know how that happened, but it did. And holy shit, guys, we fucking nailed it. We got Rotom Wash, and that's honestly perfect. The Rotom Wash Megazor core is almost unbreakable. Because what's Megazor weak to? Fire. Rotom Wash resists fire. What's Rotom Wash weak to? Grass. Megazor quad resists grass. They literally work perfectly hand in hand. And I could not be happier about scooping those two Mons up early on. The core is phenomenal. It's probably going to come to every match. But now that I'm saying that, I'm probably not going to bring it to every match. Just because Fuck them. They're going to want to plan for that, so I'm not going to do it. I don't know. We'll see. If it works week in and week out, why the hell not, you know? It's like the Chansey Mega Sableye core. You know it works. It's guaranteed to work 9 times out of 10. So why the fuck not do it, you know what I mean? But enough BSing about the Ultimate Core. Let's go on to our third OU pick. At this point, since all of our weaknesses were covered, I just wanted something else that resisted both of their weaknesses. Kind of just as extra coverage for it, just kind of I don't know, beef up the backup for the core a little better. And I decided to scoop up Dragonite because Dragonite is really really great mon. The original pseudo legendary. I personally love Dragonite. I use Dragonite a lot whenever I get a chance to because multi-scale is just so good. You get a Dragon Dance up, that's GG 9 times out of 10, especially with multi-scale weakness policy Dragon Dance. Oh my god. You are guaranteed to live most super effective hits. Guaranteed to live it. And then you have enough speed and power to literally just sweep an entire team right there. Dragonite destroys entire teams. So I am beyond excited to have scooped up Dragonite. Plus, I've been looking into it, and Dragonite can be run very special. Dragonite can be run specially if you want him to be, because he's not. Overall, since he's a pseudo, I mean, let me pull his stats up real quick, because now I'm thinking in my head, and I'm like, he might be able to be run special or mixed. If I really need him to be, if I need him to be in the situation, I can potentially run him mixed. What do we got we're rocking with? We got base 100 special attack. They ain't nothing to sleep on. I can run mixed Dragonite if I really wanted to. And that would be phenomenal. That would be absolutely phenomenal. So, that provides plenty of options. That provides plenty of options for us. Because then we can, you know, dominate. Then we can just run him the way we need to run him and dominate people with him even more. So that's fantastic. That's absolutely fantastic. The next mon that we drafted, in the UU tier first. Now, it was kind of tough for us in the UU tier because since it was running a snake style format, we went from third pick, and then we had to wait for the rest, and then wait for them again to get Rotom Wash. Then we only had to wait for like 4 picks to get Dragonite, which wasn't that hard. And then we had to wait for another 10 picks, I think it was, before we could draft our first UU Mon. But when it came time around for that, and I looked at the weaknesses we had at that point, that was kind of how I played my draft round. Each time I drafted a Mon, I looked at the weaknesses that they had and tried to draft the next Mon to handle those weaknesses. And I don't know why the fuck this is making sounds and shit right now. I don't know why my iPad is making sounds. It shouldn't be. I'm turning the fucking volume off. Fuck that. But at this point we had, well, a lot of the weaknesses were covered because Megazor resists Dragon, so that's fine. Megazor also resists the Fairy weakness, and both Megazor and Rotom Wash resist the Ice. So we were still kind of good to grab whatever we wanted to. So I grabbed one of my favorite Mons. You've seen him over in the PFC Fantasy League. You've seen it. And he is Infernape. Infernape is just too good. I don't know what else to say about him, but he's good. He's one of those Mons that the diversity on is too good. He can hit in 1,000 different ways. He can absolutely, he can be perfectly mixed. You've seen me run him perfectly mixed. 100%, straight up the board, straight up the middle mixed. He can be run either way perfectly fine. He's extremely fast. He's overall one of the best Monds that you can scoop up in the UU tier, and I can't wait to use him again. I love using Infernape. He's one of my favorite Pokemon, period. Granted, I love monkeys, but that's not the point. So then, in the UU tier, I kind of looked at my team and I was like, you know, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got here. We had a flying weakness, which nobody resisted. We can handle that later on. It's not a big deal. We had a psychic weakness as well, coming from Infernape, which we did have a resistance in Megazor, so that's not a big deal. We had a water weakness, but we have Rotom Wash. And we had a fairy weakness, but we have that in Megazor. But I did want something else that also resisted fairy and resisted some of the other things that Infernape had that we didn't have a resistance for yet. And I also needed some. I also noticed I kind of had my physical wall. I had some bulk going, but I needed something bulkier on the special side. And by the time it came to be my turn again, I saw Goodra was still there, but I didn't want to grab another Dragonite. There were a couple of the Mons I was looking at. Deblade got scooped up literally right before me, so I didn't get to scoop Deblade up. Cresselia was scooped up literally like 2 picks before me. Florges was 3 picks before me. Pretty much the better of the bulk in UU was scooped up right before my pick. So I looked through UU and I was like, oh, this is perfect. Let's scoop up Roserade. Why not, man? Fucking Roserade's amazing. Roserade's extremely bulky. It's got like base 105 special defense, which is really, really good. You can run it a lot of different ways with that kind of with those kind of stats. It hits really hard, especially, which is really good to have. It gets natural cure, so status afflictions ain't shit. It's got what do you call it? It's got technician. So if and when that time comes that I can pull off that kind of set, you know, we can run a technician set that dominates an entire team in a few minutes, you know. The options are definitely there with Roserade. Even if I want to run a really strangely bulky set and throw Poison Point on there to fuck up physical attackers, why not? I apologize for that. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning, and I have like 6 or 7 other videos I need to record. Plus, I'm getting up at 5 o'clock. I have to get up at like 5:30 in the morning anyway. So I just figure I'm just gonna fucking stay up all night, render things, record things. Fuck it. Why not? But so there's that. There is that shit right there. Roserade's going to be a fantastic addition to the team, and I already have actually done the team building for my week 1 matchup that I will be going over. Actually, I'll probably be recording this in that like right after this. That's one of the videos I think I'm going to end up recording. But on to the next pick. When it came back around, I noticed I needed just a little bit more special bulk just to be sure. I needed to be absolutely positive that, you know, special, because I did have a few frail. Well, I can't even say I had frail Mons. What am I talking about? But I looked at the typings I had too, and what I was also doing is I wanted to try and have all the typings on my team. So I listed off all the typings I had. I wrote them all down on a piece of paper. And That's my phone going off. That's why. That's why the pinging is happening. Oh, whatever. I looked through the typings I had, and I decided when it came around that I wanted to scoop up Umbreon. Because Umbreon is a great Stallymon. I could, if he has a really scary hard hitter, I can get Umbreon in there, get a Toxic off on him, Wish Protect Stall, Toxic Stall the hell out of it, you know, just decimate an entire team with Umbreon if I really need to. Foul Play to hit those. It's just one of those things that's just kind of like, you just deal with it. You just deal with having it, and then nobody else can have it, and then also you make it work and it kills people, especially Foul Play. Foul Play is going to just destroy any hard hitters on the opponent's team. I'm looking around crazy hard hitting physical attackers that are going to get blown back by Foul Play, and I'm seeing like Mega Metagross potentially, even though I've already done that planning and planned for that. Tyranitar, maybe. Excadrill, maybe. Mega Gallade. There's not too many crazy hard-hitting physical attackers. Wow, that's actually kind of surprising. I think I have more hard-hitting physical attackers than anything. Sweet. Alright, well then. That's my UU picks right there. Umbreon closes that out. Came down to RU. I'm looking through my typing, and I realized I didn't have anything that could set up Stealth Rocks. I also realized that I still had a glaring flying type weakness that I literally could do nothing about. And I also wanted more resistances to some of the weaknesses I already had as well. So I looked through it, and one Monds stood out that I have never used competitively ever. Let me fix my mic, make sure it's nice. And that Mon is the big hulking monster with cannons in his fucking palms. Rhyperior. Rhyperior is here to sponge any physical hit coming our way. Any physical hit. He will eat it up. No matter what. He's here to hit like a fucking truck. With, I think, like a base... Oh my god, I don't know if it's base 140 or 150, but it's fucking high. His attack stat is fucking through the roof. I'm going to probably be typing it in and looking it up while I'm ranting about how amazing Rhyperior is. Because it just is one of those amazing Mons that just dominates. Plus, with its abilities, I can really plan with his abilities. Lightning Rod, if I can get the right switch. No. Lightning Rod's really not all that useful. I mean, he already has immunity. Solid Rock is the best ability, reducing super effective moves by 25%. That is phenomenal to have in this kind of format, because carrying that with you, you can put the right coverage moves on Rhyperior to hit Mons that are going to hit it super effectively, and then you can live those hits and smack them right back real hard. Which is absolutely key. Absolutely key in a lot of situations. It can come in clutch. And it's base 140 attack, base 130 defense. It's fucking ludicrous, dude. It's so fucking good. It's so good. Such a good Mon. I'm really Really happy that we scooped up Rhyperior. I'm excited to use it, and honestly, it's one of those mons that, like, it's RU because nobody thinks about it. And those times for weaknesses to grass and water, which are two of the main offensive typings. Well, in my opinion, two of the main offensive typings in the higher tiers. You know, it kind of doesn't help it much, but you know, that's not the point. You know, he still can put in work, and he's going to. He's definitely going to put in a lot of work in this league. Next mon we scooped up for a little bit more diversity is Meloetta. Now, I'm not sure how they're going to run this with it. I'm not sure if I can, you know, swap my form up if I need to when it comes to Meloetta, if I can run the Relic Song on it and swap it up to be physical and whatnot. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know if that's going to be alright or not. I'll have to talk to the guys in charge. But, we'll see what happens. I'll have to talk to them about that. If I have to keep it in the Aria form, I don't care. I have like 20 different sets to run on the Aria form. Yeah, these Mountain Dew Kickstars, man, they're fucking addicting. Holy shit, they're so good. Got me through my last couple days of work. Yeah, Meloetta is going to put in a lot of work. It also provides me a ghost type of immunity, which I didn't really need yet, but it's good to have for future picks. It also gives me another especially defensive mon, as well as a really hard-hitting specially offensive mon as well. And if I can use its pirouette form, it gives me a really fast, hard-hitting physical attacker as well on top of all of it. So that's Meloetta for you. The last RU pick, RU's a tough tier to draft in. RU's a really tough tier to draft in because it's so shallow. So by the time the last round comes around, you're just kind of grasping at straws for whatever is left. You're just kind of hoping that there's something there that can fulfill a need you have on your team. Now at this point, for whatever reason, mentally, I kind of checked. I kind of stopped counting Dragonite as a flying type because I have to do this all the time. Fucking A. Because flying type stab wise, he's not carrying all that much. I mean, if I run him mixed, I can run Hurricane, but that's pretty much the best he's got. So I wanted to have a flying type on the team. And when I looked at the Monds I had, I was also realized I could use another special attacker because I kind of was. It was kind of balanced, but at the same time, it was kind of leaning more towards the physical side for my team. So I kind of wanted another special attacker. I also wanted something that could block statuses. Umbreon's good with that with Synchronize, bouncing the statuses back and sharing them with them. And Roserade has the natural cure, so I'm not worried about that. But I wanted something that can bounce statuses or ignore statuses and stuff like that. And I decided to scoop up Sigilyph. Sigilyph is honestly one of those mons that you just forget exists a lot of times. Because it's such a strange looking mon. It's just weird. Like what the fuck is Sigilyph? Like really, what the fuck is this thing? But honestly, in all honesty, Sigilyph is amazing. I got to see it used to the fullest extent in the GBA this season by Pokemon and the New Orleans Pelipers. They scooped him up. I think he was a free agent scoop. I think like a couple weeks into the season, I think he was a free agent scoop up. And it put in work. It honestly put in work. It was able to come in. It did the status sponging it needed to do. It was able to come in and grab really quick, really easy kills. It it did the damn thing, man. It's a fucking good mon, dude. Sigilyph is nothing to sleep on. So I'm actually kind of hyped to have that one as well. Just because I've never personally... I've played RU a little bit. I've been kind of trying to get into the tier. Because it's easy to play, you know. There's not much going on in there. So you kind of know what to expect. But I have not dealt with Sigilyph much at all. So I'm excited to get to use it and get to kind of play around with, you know, the different things you can do with it. So there goes the RU tier. Next up, when we started our drafting of the NU tier. Now, I'll admit, when I was drafting, I was a bit distracted as well. I was out at the mall with my girlfriend. And a couple of friends. We were hanging out. I was kind of like trying to quickly make draft picks whenever it was my turn, and I was usually coming in with only like a minute or less left on my drafting time, which kind of made me rush a little more. But at this point, when it came to NU, we were sitting down, I was relaxed, I was focused. I knew we only had 3 types left we needed to hit. Ghost, Fairy, and Ice. I knew easily with how big NU is, like 270 some mons. With how big NU is, it would be easy for me to scoop up 3 mons that fit those typings. First thing I wanted to try and do was grab Dusclops. I wanted Dusclops. I wanted Eviolite Dusclops more than anything in the fucking world. Well, the guy right before me, the pick right before mine, scooped up fucking Dusclops. The rage inside of me at that moment when I saw that scroll across the screen absolutely fucking irked the shit out of me. I was so mad, dude. No idea. But I decided to go for the next best thing. I cooled myself down. I went for the next best thing, and right next pick on my turn, I picked up Dusknoir. Now, the difference between Dusclops and Dusknoir is, while Dusclops can hold Eviolite for the extra bulk, Dusknoir not only has natural bulk to it, it's just meant to be a fat mon. It's meant to be fat. You know, it's got shitty HP, but it's meant to be fat. It's got base 135 defenses across the board. That's fantastic. But it also hits like a truck. It's got base 100 attack stat. And base 100 anything is never anything to laugh at. Base 100 attack is pretty freaking dominant in my opinion. So Dusknoir is actually going to be a little more useful, especially for my playstyle, because I'm not somebody to play too defensively. I mean, I do play defensively if I have to. You know what I mean? Like, I can, you know, stall people out if I have to. You know, I can switch my strategy to work with that. But typically, I'm very offensive. I like to be very offensive. I don't like to play stall. I'm not a stall game kind of guy. That's not how I work. I hate stall. And that's all Dusclops is. And when I thought about it, you know, I'm actually happier that I ended up with Dusknoir, because it can come in, it can sponge a hit, easily sponge a hit, no matter what it is, and hit back really, really hard. Hit back really hard and potentially pick up some very key kills throughout the season. Oh my god, Kickstart, you're not doing your job, dude. Oh my god. So, Dusknoir was our ghost type. So at this point, I knew we needed a fairy type and an ice type. And I knew there was enough of them in NU, so I didn't really worry at all. When it came time for our pick once again, we didn't have to wait too long. When it came to our pick once again, I decided let's shoot for our fairy type first. What do we got? And looking through there was a lot of dual type fairies down in NU. But I didn't want the dual typings. I didn't need the dual typings. I needed just a straight up fairy type mon. And the best one that I could find was Granbull. Now Granbull has a lot of options that can go with it. A lot of options to go with. You can run it bulky, honestly. You can run it bulky with Intimidate. That thing ain't dying. That thing's gonna eat hits for days. You can run hyper offensive. Pretty sure it gets quick feet. Pretty sure it gets quick feet for an ability. Yeah, gets quick feet in his ability as well. So you can easily run it hyper offensive, quick feet, and get that thing moving fast. And if you plan right, you might even be able to run Rattled. Fuck it, why not? If you plan the switch in just right, you can probably run Rattled, and it would be absolutely destructive. Either way, it would Either way, Granbull is an amazing mon. It's got base 120 attack, which is absolutely monstrous. So even without attack investments, it's going to be putting in a lot of work. It's got a very, very, very decent move pool. Like, it's got a very good move pool. It's got a lot of moves on it that, like, I don't think any people really know about. And they probably know about it, and I'm just talking out my ass, but it's got a lot of good moves on it that a lot of people might not think about. And who knows, they might even think I'll ever bring Granbull. Because it's NU, it's not good by Smogon standards, it's not a good Pokemon. I disagree. I think Granbull is a fucking monster. I think Granbull is one of the best mons, period. He's just a badass. You don't fuck with a Granbull, man. So, Granbull is here. Granbull's going to put in work. The last mon that we drafted was meant to be an Ice type. And again, looking through, there were a lot of good Ice types. And I narrowed it down to 2. Glaceon was one of them. And I don't know what it was. I had this, strange feeling I didn't want to pick Glaceon. And I didn't know why. And I might end up regretting it. Who knows? I might be able to free agent swap for it later. I don't know. But I actually ended up going with Cryogonal. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'll explain why. First of all, it's very insanely specially defensive, which is really, really good to have, especially since we just drafted 2 mons, one mon with mixed defenses, the other one being physically defensive. Since after drafting that, I figured why not draft a specially defensive mon. Plus, I wanted to have something that can get rid of hazards without getting rid of our own hazards, because as of now, all we have is defog from Megazor. That's it. Cryogonal gets Rapid Spin. There, problem solved. Cryogonal also does hit pretty hard overall. It actually can hit very, very hard. So I am actually really happy with having Cryogonal on the squad, because I know Cryogonal is going to eventually somehow put in work. So that is the squad for the PPBA, the PokePalace Battle Association. Megazor, Rotom Wash, Dragonite, Infernape, Roserade, Umbreon, Rhyperior, Meloetta, Sigilyph, Dusknoir, Granbull, and Cryogonal. Those 12 mons are going to lead us through a tough season against a bunch of really, really good battlers. But I feel like we can come in and pull out the W in this one as well. I just hope that all this constant having to plan for 3 different leagues and stuff like that doesn't end up biting me in the ass. That'll be all for this video, guys. If you guys have enjoyed this draft analysis video, please make sure to leave a like down below. Give me a comment, maybe suggest some sets you think I might be able to run on some of these Monds that you might know more about than I do. And subscribe if you have not already. Until next time, guys, I'm PokePrimer, signing off.